Hello YouTubers, my name is Attila Mate from Blue Sky Photography, and today I would like to talk to you about another portrait lens possibility in Fuji, and that would be the 90mm f2 lens. And probably you saw, I made a video before about the 56mm f1.2 lens, and I was considering to buy one of these lenses, the 56 f1.2 or the 90mm f2, because these are the two Fujifilm lenses which are not really expensive. They are reasonably priced, and they are excellent build quality. Now I will show you a few photos for you when I was up in Dublin and I tried these lenses. I made a few test shots, and I will show you a few photos about the 90mm f2, and I will make another video where I will compare the 90mm with the 56mm, so you can see the difference between the two. Now these are the shots I made with it just in the camera shop. It's a pretty challenging lighting condition, but intentionally I made in these conditions because usually you see the lens's quality and the lens's value when you push the lens to the limits. Now this, I tell you, this was a pretty challenging condition because dim lighting conditions and the background is not really far away, so you can see the separation from the background. This shot was made with 1/80th of a second f2 ISO 640 at 90mm. Now you can see over here the EXIF data that the camera was the Fujifilm X-T20 and the lens was the 90mm f2 lens, which is focal length on equal 35mm is 135mm. So the lens is the XF 90mm f2 RLMVWR, whatever it would be. I think the WR, it stands for weather resistant, and LMR, I don't know what is that. So X 90mm, anyway, that's the most important thing. So let's see the photo. Now, as you can see behind the subject, there is this guy standing and looking at the shelf, and you can see the separation and the fall off is just unbelievably good. 135mm, it's a great focal length. Now, for portraits, I love the compression of the lens, and when I will make the other video where I will compare the 56mm with this 90mm lens, you can see in that video that the compression is very different between the two lenses, and that's why it is great to have both if there is a possibility. But in the same time, if you like better, bigger compression, you need a longer focal length. If you want in your background to be included more, to see more in your background, then you need a shorter focal length. Anyway, let's get into photos and let's see the sharpness and the details. Now I tell you, this shot was made, like I said, with the Fuji X-T20, which is basically the same sensor like the X-T2. And if you zoom in at 100%, you can see that the details are unbelievably good. I mean, what could you want more than this? I mean, this is 100%, you can see up here, it is 100% crop. If I click on it, it will zoom in 100% and look at those details. I mean, this is ISO 640, don't forget that. It's a challenging lighting condition. I mean, there was no light almost there. So it's there are parts of the shot, as you can see over here with the histogram, that some part of the shot, this part of the shot is darker. That's why the histogram, it peaks up a little bit over here. But most of the case, this is exposed pretty well, you can see on the histogram. So, but even if we go into editor now, and I will want to raise up a little bit the exposure, let's say just raise up 2/4 of a stop, yeah, even more, let's say 60%, just a little bit more than half of a stop, and you can see the details are unbelievable. Look at that. So this lens is unbelievably good. There is no question. If you look at that, look at those details in the jacket, and look at those details over here. Look at this detail. I mean, it's unbelievable. Anyway, I think, in my opinion, that this is a great buy, this lens, and I think that let's not save it, yeah. So I think that this is a great buy. The build quality of the lens is excellent. I mean, it's you can't say anything bad about the lens. Nothing really. I hold it in my hands, and it's manual focusing. It's not that really good, but this is not a manual focus lens. Macro capability is not really good on this lens. You know, it's you can use with extension tubes, with macro extension tubes, and then it's possibly it will be better. But in the main reason you want to own this lens is portraits. So that's what that's why that's where it shines, this lens, with portraits. So this is only one shot. You can see the other shot, and you can see the fall off. Look at that from just behind the subject. You know, this is ISO 400 1/80th of a second f2. All the shots, they were made in f2. I didn't want to do, obviously if you stop down the sharpness it will be a little bit better. But why would you want to stop down? I mean, you buy this lens for portraits. If you want portraits, you want to use wide open. I don't understand those people who will always say that, oh, you have to stop down the lens. I don't understand that. Anyway, I will use them wide open. If I want to stop down for whatever, landscape or whatever, I can do that. But for portraits, and that's the reason I buy this lens, I use them wide open. So look at the fall off. Look at the fall off. I mean, it's unbelievably good. Look, the depth of field, you can see the depth of field, you know. It's pretty wide, the depth of field is pretty wide because it's an APS-C size sensor, and it's 135mm kind of f2.8-ish. So it's pretty wide. From here, you know, from here the whole face is in focus until kind of here. And there it starts to fall off. But it's really good. Now, like I said, I can't really complain about anything in this lens, nothing at all. Again, you can see over here the person is just about a meter and maybe maximum 1.5 meter distance from my wife, you know, the subject. And you can see that the subject is isolated really well, you know, it's separated really well, and it's just that creamy background. Look at that. I like this, I tell you. This is ISO 640 1/250th of a second. So, what I would say about these lenses, I couldn't decide which one to buy, you know, to buy this one or to buy the 56. Finally, I made another decision, and I bought another lens, not the 56 and not the 90mm, and I will make a video about it, and I will tell you the reason why I did that. It was a pretty hard decision to do, and it was really difficult to do this decision, but finally I did my decision, and I don't look back, and I want to go in that direction. I will make a video about that, and if you want to see that, please subscribe and hit the notification button near the subscribe button, the little bell, to see when I upload another video. So I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. I hope that you liked it. Like I said, there is nothing to complain. The 90mm lens, I tell you, it's much faster. Like the autofocus of the lens is much faster, like the 56. The 56 is slower. This is very fast, you know, even on the XT20 it was lightning fast, you know, and if you want to track something, I think it's better than the 56 is not really fast, you know, in autofocus. It hunts a little bit, the 90mm is very snappy. But there's nothing to complain about that lens, nothing really. It's really good quality. So I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. I hope that you liked it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and share my videos. And if you want to add something to this video, feel free and leave a comment down below. And other than that, I wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.